And good morning, good morning, good morning. I'm so glad to see you here this morning. It's another great day, and it is the day before a holiday weekend. So we have a short day in theory. We really don't have a short day, but we have a day that's going to be good and it's going to be fruitful. I'm looking forward to sharing a lot of this with you in terms of helping you to understand how to lead and encourage people that are different from you. If we can understand how to do that, it's going to make a big difference in a lot of people's world. So I think about my perspective and how my story went with my blindness and how I still have a speech impediment. I have a lot of things going on right now, medically wise. But I want to continue to lean into this and to help you to understand how to lead, how to encourage other people that are different that are different from you. Even then, I get a little bit of a speech impediment because I want to sometimes go too fast and my tongue gets carried away and it wants to go fast too, but my brain doesn't always have the words formulated in order to be able to make that happen. So a little bit about me. That's a little bit about me, but I'll tell you, there's so much more to share. Many of you already know that I had brain surgery about 10 years ago. And that brain surgery was, that happened because I had a cavernous malformation in my brainstem. And this cavernous malformation bled. And when it bled, it put pressure on the nerves that control my vision. So everything went dark for quite a while. I couldn't open my eyes. And even when I propped my eyelids open with my hands, I still wasn't able to see. So that made me different, but it made me different physically and on the outside. Everybody has something going on in their lives, whether it's something emotional or relational or physical. When we got to understand how to use those physical and emotional limitations to be able to do something with that, to leverage those physical and emotional limitations in order to help somebody else. That's why I do what I do. And I hope you can join me with that. So, a little bit about this in terms of my disability. So, my disability, you might think, is my eye. That's part of it. My other disability is I have numbness down the entire right side of my body. So, I don't feel as well with the right hand. My right foot doesn't feel very well at all. It's cold most of the time because it just doesn't have that much feeling. But I want to be able to use those issues to be able to help you, to be able to help other people. So because there's going to come a point in time where maybe I can't talk as well as I can talk now, but I want to be able to help other people to to know what's going on inside of me, to know what is happening in the world. There are so many other people that have disabilities like I do. Maybe they're worse, and they can't verbalize what it is they want, what it is they would like to have, what it is they would like to do. But if we can understand that now, this is the perfect time for me to be able to jump off and say, hey, listen now, this is the time, because I can share with you what I want, what I'm going through. This is the perfect hour for me to be the perfect time for me to be able to do this. Now, there's so much to share and so much to go into. You know, there are so many good things happening in the world. We need to appreciate them and to understand that these things are really they're really important for us to understand, because if we can understand that and leverage that, then we're going to be able to do something with that, much like our disabilities, or whether they're mental or physical. So think about how you can take what has happened for you. So let's back up a little bit. From your perspective, what's the hardest thing you've ever overcome? Think about that. What's the hardest thing you've ever overcome? Second question, how did you do it? How did you overcome that or accept that? How did you overcome or accept that? Third question, how can you use that to make someone's life better? There are a lot of hard things that have been overcome. Whether it's some things that have happened at schools, or some things that have happened with your family. Think about some of the things that you've done to be able to overcome those issues. Maybe you've granted a scholarship to someone, and dedicated it to someone else. But that's helping you to overcome that obstacle, helping you to overcome that hurdle. That's a mental hurdle that you need to overcome. That's great. The way that people do that every day, it's phenomenal. So think about how you can do that as well. Let's see, what else? There are a number of people that I'm connected with that have physical limitations. They can be anywhere from their height to they have they're recovering from a stroke. Maybe they're in a wheelchair. There's a lot of different I want to say a lot of different obstacles out there for them to overcome, but they do that in a certain way. And if we can understand how they do that, if we can understand what's in them that makes them do that, then we're going to be able to use that to our advantage, to their advantage. They can use that to their advantage, and then we can use that to their advantage, because we can help other people. And helping other people is really one of the most gratifying things that you're ever going to find in the world. Not only for yourself, but not only for the person you're helping, but for yourself as well. So think about that. So we're all working through this recovery journey. So for me, I'm about 10 years in. But when I first had eyesight issues, I would still try to act like I was normal. I would still try to go to bars and restaurants and to whatever. I wanted to act like I was normal. But I had some friends who really helped me to understand that I wasn't normal. I was different. And I needed to understand that people saw me as different. So once I got to a point where I was aware of that, and then I accepted that, then I was able to move past it. But I couldn't move past it until I had that dealt with. There are a lot of people that have obstacles in their life, whether they're physical or mental limitations, that they need to first become aware of. Yes, it seems odd to say aware of, but really they do need to become aware of that. You would think they are, but sometimes they're really not. How that can be a limitation. But then if they can be aware of that limitation and accept that limitation, then they can start to do things like my good friend Rosemary Rosetti does with her all the different things she does in terms of her workout regimen and so many things she does. I mean, it's just incredible to see the impact that she has on other people's lives because of what she's able to do in the world. Not only workout, not only exercise, but also recreation and just living life. It's incredible to see how she has taken off those chains and leveraged what she has for good. She's written a book about that as well. So look up Rosemary Rosetti if you want to hear more about that. How about you? If any of you online, if you have something you're dealing with, whether it's a physical or mental limitation, why don't you tell me about it if you don't mind, and tell me maybe how you're getting through that. So if you're listening live, put a hashtag live. If you're listening on replay, put a hashtag replay, and let me know where you're coming in from as well. That would be great. Let's see what else. That's really what I wanted to talk about today in terms of those mental and physical limitations, understanding how they are, making sure that you're aware of that, then accepting that, and then once you're aware and you accept it, then you take action. If you can take action with what your physical and mental and physical limitations are, and know how to use that, leverage that for your good, then it's going to be a great thing. So before we get to too much more, I also wanted to see who was online here this morning. My friend, good morning, Linda Kuzera. I love you, Linda. It's good to see you this morning. I'm sorry, I have a little bit of an itch in my eye, my bad eye, which shouldn't matter, but hey, it does. And coming in from West Virginia, I love that. Very cool. It's good to see you, Linda. And my friend Amron Singh is on as well. Good morning, Amron. I like seeing you on as well. This is great to have you both. And if there's ever anything that I can do for you, and if there's anyone else that's online that would just want to pop in and say hey and tell me where you're coming in from, that would be great. So, and there's another one. Let's see, Miss Tammy Marks. Hello, Tammy from Idaho. I love to see you on. This is great, and you'll be on, I know, come up here in another week or so. So looking forward to having you on as well and getting to know you better. So that's great. Now, again, if there's ever anyone that wants to leave some more information about what is you're experiencing and maybe how you are getting through that, I would love to hear more about that, and we could definitely take that to the next level and be able to help you with that. So, because there's something that is in us that we need to know that we can leverage that for good, and we can leverage that to help someone else's life be better. And that's really the main message that I wanted to share this morning. We talked so much about the main message, but we talked so much about helping other people. And that's really what this is all about. But if I can help other people to know how to approach and to handle and to make others that are different from us feel more welcomed, I really want to do that. And so there's just so many people here. And Tammy, I get my mouse over there. So Tammy says, hello. I'm so happy to hear from you, your story. And thank you. I appreciate that, Tammy. That's very nice of you. We've got a great story, and we want to make sure that we really use that story to help other people. So we're going to continue to do that. We've got a great weekend coming up. We've got Labor Day weekend, a long weekend, if you will. But there's a lot to be gained from refueling over that time. I'm going to be working on my speech a little bit, but also hoping that I can take some time with just me and Connie, my wife, and spending time to make this a more relaxed and an enjoyable weekend. So hopefully we'll get together with some friends tonight. I think that's going to happen. And then tomorrow, I don't think we have a lot of plans because I mowed last night. Yeah, I don't mow very often, but I mowed last night because Connie hurt her back. Yeah, there's a lot to be gained from a good long weekend like this coming up. So if there's ever anything that I can do for you, I really would hope that you would just let me know, because I would love to help you in any way that I can. But as always, remember to keep one eye